Imagine events that appear ordinary, yet feel orchestrated by an unseen hand, aligning with near impossible precision. Feels eerie, doesn't it? Perhaps you are just thinking about an old friend and suddenly they call out of the blue, or you stumble upon a photograph that reignites a memory so specific it sends shivers down your spine. These strange alignments might seem coincidental, but could there be a concealed cosmic code at work? Making you wake up to a random direction? In the realm of psychology, the great Carl Gustav Jung coined the term synchronicity to describe revelations embedded in seemingly random occurrences. Right now, you might be wondering if life's bizarre coincidences are whimsical jokes of fate or subtle signals from something bigger than we dare to comprehend. This is no stale parlor trick or airy New Age notion. We're delving into a domain that merges the mystical and the measurable, where intangible ideas converge with scientific scrutiny. Prepare to question your intuition, because we're about to explore a concept that rattles beliefs and provokes fascination. Could our most baffling moments be encrypted messages from the universe itself, waiting to be decoded? Let's embark on a journey through compelling anecdotes, groundbreaking theories, and cognitive conundrums that might just reshape the way you view your own reality. How often do we pause to question the deep interplay hidden behind the everyday? Picture yourself walking down the street and catching a phrase from a passing billboard that precisely echoes your inner dialogue. Or you might be wrestling with a crucial decision, only to encounter a passage in a random book that offers the exact guidance you need. Is it just chance, or perhaps a phenomenon that transcends the arithmetic of probability? Carl Jung believed these synchronicities were more than coincidences. He partnered with physicist Wolfgang Pauli to explore the notion that our psyche and the physical world might share a hidden architecture. This concept hints that your thoughts and the events around you could be arranged along invisible lines of meaning. Could the universe be engaging in a cosmic conversation with you, dropping signs in cryptic packages, waiting for you to unpack them? Or do we, through our own psychological filters, generate meaning from pure randomness? The reasoning might be elusive, yet the weight of these reoccurrences sometimes defies dismissals as luck. We're standing on a precipice between logic and wonder, evidence and enigma. The question lingers: are these coincidences rare, random flukes, or do they compose a hidden language of the universe? Let's keep peeling back layers to find out. Here's a counterintuitive twist. Often, the more we try to force coincidences, the less they happen. They seem to arise spontaneously, evading the net of conscious control. You might intensely search for an omen, only to be met with silence from reality. Yet, in a moment of relaxed awareness, a staggering synchronicity strikes, like lightning out of a cloudless sky. Slip into the perspective of the Swiss psychiatrist Jung, who chronicled an anecdote about a patient obstinately closed off to psychological insights. Suddenly, a scarab-like beetle tapped at the window right as she described a dream featuring a scarab, an apt Egyptian symbol of rebirth. That precise moment broke down her resistance. Could it be the mind's paradoxical interplay with the environment? Or is it cosmic mischief? Many scientists scoff at such claims as illusions conjured by a pattern-hungry brain. Yet, quantum mechanics upended the old deterministic worldview, giving birth to concepts like entanglement, which merges separate particles in ways that boggle fundamental physics. Is it so far-fetched to imagine that consciousness and coincidence might also entangle themselves? Perhaps the skeptics aren't wrong to demand proof, and the mystics aren't wrong to sense a deeper groove. In a swirl of logic and lunacy, synchronicities stand at the crossroads, begging our careful consideration. Think back to a mesmerizing moment from your childhood, perhaps a cherished toy, a whispered bedtime story, or a fleeting summer day's delight. Memory blossoms in the presence of shared meaning, and sometimes the uncanny feeling of, "this has happened before," defies rational clarity. Maybe a distinctive fragrance of pine brings you right back to an evening spent by a crackling fireplace, forging emotional echoes that linger in your mind. Often, a synchronistic event merges with these nostalgic nuances, igniting feelings we thought were buried. Imagine stumbling across a decades-old letter that includes a phrase identical to one you've been quietly repeating to yourself. It's as if time itself folds, linking your younger self to the present in a tapestry of cosmic consequence. Emotional anchors like these remain potent, fueling the possibility that deeper threads run through our ordinary lives. C.G. Jung speculated that strong feelings might generate or amplify synchronicities, guiding us through psychological shadows to shining revelations. The resonance of a meaningful coincidence can transport us into a realm of childlike wonder. Even the staunchest cynic can't help but feel the faint tug of awe when confronted with these improbable patterns. And so, a single nostalgic moment evolves into a crossroads, bridging the chasm between memory and cosmic choreography. Ever notice how these curious coincidences tend to cluster when life feels most intense? The looming pressure of a big exam, the upheaval of a major relocation, or the swirling chaos of heartbreak can all spark floods of synchronicities. It's as if stress cracks open a hidden gateway, unleashing signs and sightings in rapid succession. With each new coincidence, curiosity swells. Are we summoning them through heightened awareness or tapping into an undercurrent of universal flux? Adler once hinted that intense emotional tides unlock unconscious potentials, while mainstream scientists like Dr. Dean Radin have studied phenomena at the edges of conventional research, exploring how focused minds might influence random outcomes. Sure, skepticism remains stiff, and for good reason. Extraordinary claims deserve equally formidable evidence. But as anecdotal reports keep stacking like a precarious tower, each additional piece of proof defies the laws of probability just a little more. We find ourselves perched on a threshold, ready to leap beyond purely material explanations or cling to them safely. Micam Shubian, compulsory. Every new story of uncanny alignment ticks our minds forward, building momentum in the quest to decode the silent scripts threading through experience. The question arises, do we dare open that door all the way, or remain locked in the comfort zone of chance? Now, pivot your perspective and consider the possibility that our constant focus on random data might overshadow the hidden grace of synchronicities. What if our scientific instruments are calibrated not just to measure the physical world, but also to filter out the unquantifiable? Historically, Wolfgang Pauli joined Jung in dissecting the phenomenon from both sides, psychoanalysis and quantum theory. Their collaboration sparked speculation that the universe might operate through a web of meaningful connectedness, crossing the boundaries we often consider unbreachable. In a contradictory depiction, standard science warns us about confirmation bias, seeing patterns where none exist. Yet, in the hush of midnight musings, we wonder, could mainstream mindsets be stuck behind a veil of their own making? Perhaps the best approach sits somewhere in the interplay, acknowledging that not every chilling coincidence is cosmic, yet understanding that a deeper meaning might flicker behind certain rare events. At this juncture, a swirl of logic collides with intangible intuition. Dare we glimpse a perspective in which coincidences aren't accidental, but orchestrations from a higher or more intricate dimension? The shift can be jarring, fracturing the neat lines we've drawn around reality. With an open mind, we're forced to ask whether those lines were illusions all along. Let's pause to trace the delicate lines of a poignant story that demonstrates how synchronicities can alter the course of a life. A woman, adrift in grief after losing a close friend, discovered a small box containing concert tickets they both had planned to use but never did. She wept as memories fluttered through her mind. Hours later, while strolling through a local bookstore, she noticed the exact name of her late friend in a poem displayed prominently, for no apparent reason. The poem's lines spoke of transitions and continuing bonds, echoing the sentiments her friend used to share. Overcome, she felt an inexplicable reaction, both sorrowful and strangely comforting. In that moment, she believed her friend's essence was guiding her, reassuring her that life's ending wasn't a full stop. Whether the mind conjured meaning or the universe whispered a hidden truth became inconsequential because, for her, it felt real. Her worldview bent, shifting to accommodate the notion that beyond rational explanation, there might be a cosmic link bridging worlds. The emotional potency of synchronicities can elevate them from personal trivia to spiritual or existential turning points. Much like a dream that moves us to tears, meaning surfaces beyond linear logic. And sometimes those tears hold truths words can't convey. Momentum accumulates as we peel back the layers of unfolding evidence. The deeper you venture, the wider the horizon grows. There's the phenomenon known as the Pauli effect, where it's said that Wolfgang Pauli's mere presence caused experiments and lab equipment to malfunction, suggesting mind-matter interplay. While it might sound like physics folklore, reliable accounts swirl around that notion, fueling speculation about the connection between consciousness and physical outcomes. Similarly, modern researchers probe the boundaries of random number generators, noticing anomalies in chance distribution that curiously correlate with world events. Could collective emotions or focuses be influencing these odds? As we wrestle with these mysteries, our certainty about what's impossible diminishes. Much like riding a cosmic current, once you tap into the stream of synchronicities, each successive event builds on the last, forging a momentum that's tricky to ignore. Doors you never knew existed seem to open, conversations align with your private thoughts, and chance encounters accelerate your dreams. Whether it's a hidden cosmic script or your own brilliant subconscious weaving patterns into your path, remains an open question. But the effect on your worldview is undeniable. One foot steps past the boundary of chance, and you realize the tapestry of existence might contain more subtle threads than you ever imagined. You might be expecting a definitive answer, some conclusive formula that sums up synchronicity once and for all, but resolution may be more elusive than we'd prefer. Instead, we glimpse playful hints, embedded like Easter eggs, throughout reality. Carl Jung, along with others who studied the phenomenon, discovered that clarifying synchronicity is a bit like trying to hold moonlight in your hands. It is intangible and ephemeral, yet the recurring theme is meaning. These events strike us with an intensity that logic alone can't snuff out. We've scaled imaginal landscapes to see how quantum quirks, emotional triggers, and our innate longing for significance can fuse into experiences that defy mundane explanation. Some theorize that as technology advances, we may detect subtle fields or intangible energies behind these improbable intersections. Others insist that it's all a trick of the mind. What if both positions are partly correct? I don't know. Perhaps in seeking an ultimate solution, we're ignoring the possibility that the value of synchronicities lies in their sense of wonder, that spark that pushes us to expand our minds beyond conventional frontiers. For now, we stand on the threshold, teased by glimpses of deeper truths, The next turn could unravel the answers. Or unravel our questions altogether. Time is slipping through our fingers as we edge closer to an inflection point. Each synchronistic event can feel like a cosmic clue, an invitation to a grand scavenger hunt across metaphysical planes. But are we on the brink of discovering a hidden code? Or are we simply mapping the labyrinth of our own consciousness onto the external environment? The tension crescendos because each sign can easily be misread, and every potential breakthrough is tailed by doubt. Still, the enchantment remains persistent, revealing the allure of a universe that interacts with us as intimately as a conversation. Gradually, the boundaries between observer and observed start to blur. If we settle for easy definitions, we risk smothering the phenomenon's inherent magic. If we cling only to wonder, we miss the opportunity for structured understanding. Like an unfinished puzzle, we see enough pieces to sense a bigger design, but not enough to finalize the picture. This fleeting stage keeps us on our toes, urging us to consider both science and spirit. We may not be able to harness synchronicities at will, but we can remain alert, bridging intuition and reason. The sand in the hourglass flows on, hinting there might be limited time to uncover deeper insights. Will we meet the challenge? So now, with your mind brimming with questions, consider how your personal experiences fit into this grand puzzle of species-wide meaning. Do you see mere happenstance? Or do you sense coded communication from a place beyond ordinary perception? Share a comment detailing your most mind-bending synchronicity. Let's piece together these fragments of wonder and see what bigger picture emerges. If you haven't already, subscribe to keep exploring these entrancing enigmas. Each new topic may just be the key that unlocks your next cosmic clue. After all, a single spark of insight can become the ignition point for a consciousness revolution. Embrace the possibility that these curious coincidences hold more than fleeting fascination. They might just be leading you toward an epic expansion of yourself and your worldview. Your next decisive moment might be waiting in the next strange alignment that crosses your path. Don't let it slip by silently. Engage, explore, and expand. The deeper you peer into Synchronicity's swirling portals, the more you realize everything might be connected in ways that defy ordinary explanation. Could the next unimaginable insight be around the corner, waiting for your attention? Dare to look and see the world anew.